Oh, hi the new. Welcome in with your wee Scottish Burns. Make sure you're grabbing some water. Oh, hi the new. On this little Robbie Burns night where we celebrate everything Scottish. Scottish literature. Oh, hi the new. Make sure you go to the toilet. Make sure you go and pee. Oh, hi the new. Didn't miss the water pouring. Nope. The lid is leaking. It is indeed mythical, yes. There's a problem that I have
a new
with
adventurer joins the
lid
team.
here sometimes.
Happy 6th months. Is that a Hemi anniversary? Thank you.
Hemi
for all the
anniversary.
fun.
Love it. That's a good one. Happy half-versary. Thank you, Emilith. Good to see you here. Thank you for the 6 months of support. You sound like Scrooge McDuck. Gonna get some tea instead. Make sure you've got a nice cup of tea before we go into reading some Robert Burns. Some Robbie Burns. You get some more dumb questions to ask. You ask them anytime these days, Future. So ever since I changed my schedule, there'll be no more charisma checks. Charisma checks have been amalgamated into other streams, like particularly Robert Reed's. You can ask your questions and I'll pause to answer them. It's Burns night. Saturday locked in for Vox Machina watch party. Awesome, thank you, Spidey. Massa Stout Fire. Fun fact, the guy who played Scrooge McDuck also played Mr. Ed the Horse. If you say so. Pardon me? So for those completely confused about what we're doing, it is Robert Burns night. Robert Burns is a famous Scottish poet. He gave us such gems as The Best Laid Plans of Mason Nain, Aft Gang Agley, and Love is a Red, Red Rose, and whatnot. Robert Burps, more like, ew! Nice, Maddie Holmes. I wish I'd made that joke myself. Robert Burps. So you'll know all about him after this. Yes, I'm going to be reading some, it's Robert Burns Day today. Robert Burns Night on the 25th. It is the 25th here in New Zealand, therefore Robert Burns Night here in New Zealand, even though in Scotland it's actually not the 25th yet. But not far off. Only an hour and a half, right? Robbie Burps. Shukar! Thanks for the 19 months of support. Holy moly. Oh, what's this? New alerts with space for something else on the other side of the notice board. What? I was trying to muck around with that this morning and last night to try and put something on a rotating widget, maybe like my merch or something. Maybe links to my other socials over there. Maybe like a schedule. I don't know. I'm taking ideas. What do you think makes sense to have on my screen at the moment? What's going on with my hair? Which direction does it even want to go? It's all over the place today.
Oh, you're ever so kind to spare me those coins, friends. Thank you.
Pushes hype train.
I've got like an Professor Oak situation going on with my hair sticking out to the side. Not too bad. It's really this bit here. Just doesn't want to sit down. Sit down, mate. I don't need a standing ovation from you. Don't think we authorised any changes, Rob. I ran it past all of the appropriate people, Cat Foxy. As good as can be expected, Adria. Because you're so modest. I am very modest, yes. It's my ducktail fluff. Ducktail.
This is your share of the loot.
Come on, Bob.
Appreciation for the Burns Night stream.
Burns Night. Why 1773? Is that when Burns was around, or what's?
No.
Floof appreciation bits.
Floof. Thank you very much for the floof bits. What's the significance of 1773? Is that when he first published? This first one is on turning her up in her nest with a plough, November 1785. So, must be around then. Where's the dono go, Bat? We don't have any dono goals at the moment, Sparrow.
My passive perception is 24.
I got lots of things that are going to be expenses coming. You tipped in Great British pounds, which is why the funny number. Gotcha. Thank you, Cod Bob. Which would have been about £10. I'm here to be educated, entertained, not educated. Tricksy hobbit. What was I saying? How are we going on this hype train? 57% with 2.5 minutes left. Nothing to donate for anymore. Oh no, there's lots to donate for, Arathan. I really appreciate all of the money still, because I've got a lot of expenses coming up. We've got mortgage coming up, obviously, and I've got other things that I need to buy, other services I need to pay for, but nothing that's directly stream related, so I don't really want to put it as a donation goal. Should you get a glass eye or wear an eye patch?
My passive perception is 24. I see you following me.
¿Por qué no los dos? Sup, Spectrad, how's it going? Trying out your highlight. Is this the default highlight? It seems to be. Eye patches are pretty cool.
Oh, a new adventurer joins.
Yeah, there'll be time for
8
maths if
months
redeemed.
since
It'll
you
replace.
hooked me on D&D. Thanks for leading me to something new. Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing this well. Thanks for 8 months of support, Soul Hunter Talos. Yes, there'll still be times for maths redemptions if you redeem that. It'll replace and It's Alive on a Saturday. Most likely. Well, let's head over here. And let's do this. Let's do this, because then it's a nice read along moment. Hey, let's do a nice little read along of Robbie Burns. Better Robbie Burns. Everyone shut up. Maybe I should make myself bigger, because there's a lot of white space that's not necessary right now. Too much. Much too much. Nice use of enlarge reduce, yeah. Profesh. That's Profesh, that's me. I'm going to turn my alerts off temporarily. There we go. Did we fail the hype train? Am I going to have to watch this back and check? Did we fail the level 1 hype train? Shame! 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 Shame, 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 shame. Shame. Ding, ding, shame. Ding, ding, shame. Shame. You're the one who told us to stop doing bits. I know. Doesn't mean that I don't get to shame you. Let's go into my Twitch dashboard and lower it down. And lower it down. Shut up, Robert. What Rob means is thank you for your support. You don't know what I mean. I mean shame. Shame on you. Shame. Settings. Partner. Hype train. Hype train. Level goals. You couldn't even make a medium. We're down to easy again. Easy hype trains. Shame. Also, thank you for the support, everybody. Francie's added it as a command. Ha 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 ha. Can the hag shame us? Well, I tried. Thank you, Felagund. Did we finish hype train an hour ago? Yeah, we definitely did. Totally did. Your contempt is like a warm blanket. All right, everybody shut up. We're doing Robert Burns. Let me put my Scottish back on. To a Mouse by Robert Burns. On turning her up in her nest with the plough. November 1785. Wee sleekit cowrin timorous beastie, oh what a panic's in thy breastie. Thou needna start away so hasty. I'm going to start again. Thou needna start away so hasty. Wee sleekit cowrin timorous beastie, oh what a panic's in thy breastie. Thou needna start away so hasty, wi' bicker and brattle. I would be loath to rin and chase thee, wi' murder and prattle. I'm truly sorry man's dominion has broken nature's social union, and justifies that ill opinion which makes thee startle. At me, thy poor earthborn companion and fellow mortal. I doubt na, whiles, but thou may thieve. What then, poor breastie, thou maun leave. Live rhymes with thieve? Thiv or leave? Which one is mispronounced? I doubt na whiles, but thou may thieve. What then, poor beastie, thou maun leave. A diamond icker in thy thrave. Thrive, thieve, and live all rhyme in this accent. And get a blessing with the lave. Lave, thrive, live, and thieve. Okay. Live, thrive, live, thieve, thieve. I'm trying to even work out how this would work. Thieve, leave, live. So live is pronounced leave? What? And thrive is pronounced thrieve? Fucking hell, Scottish people are weird. I doubt no whiles, but thou may thieve. I doubt no whiles, but thou may thieve. What then, poor beastie, and thou maun leave? Thou maun leave. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what whiles means in this context. I doubt na whiles, but thou may thieve. What then, poor beastie, thou maun leave? A daemon icker in a thrive. 'S a small request. I'll get a blessing with the leave, and never missed. Thy wee bit housey too in ruin, as silly was the winds a strewn, and naething now, a big a noon, o foggage green, and bleak December's winds ensuing, baith snell and keen. Thou saw the fields laid bare and waste, and weary winter coming faced, and cosy here beneath the blast, thou thought to dwell, till crash the crueler coulter pest, out through thy cell. That wee bit heap o' leaves and stibble has cost thee mony a weary nibble. Now thou's turned out for thy trouble, but house or held to dole a winter's sleety dribble and chronic cold. But Mousie, thou art no thy lane, in proving foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes of mice and main gang after gley, and lay us naught but grief and pain for promised joy. Joy rhymes with glay. J. Gloy. Glay. Gang aft a gloy. A gloy. Joy. But Mousy, thou art no thy lane. But Mousy, thou art no thy lane. Improving foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes of mice and men gang aft a gloy, and lay us nothing but grief and pain, but for promised joy. Still thou art blessed compared with me. The present only toucheth thee. But och, a backward cast my ee on prospects drear, and forward though I canna see, I guess and fear. And that is my warm-up for... Sorry, I just had something in my throat. Let me start the actual poem now. Wee little cowering timorous beastie, oh, what a panic's in thy breastie. Thou need not start away so hasty, with bickering brattle. I would be loath to run and chase you with murdering prattle. I'm truly sorry that man's dominion has broken nature's social union, and justifies that ill opinion which makes you startle at me, your poor earth-born companion and fellow mortal. I doubt now while but you may thieve, what then, poor beastie? Thou may live, Damon Icker in a I genuinely don't even know what this is trying to say. It's a small request. I'll get a blessing with the lave and never missed. I'll just cut this entire stanza. You're little bit housey too, in ruins. It's silly what the winds are strewing, and nothing now to build a new one in foggage green. And bleak December's winds ensuing, whatever baith Snell and Keen means. You saw the fields laid bare and waste, and weary winter coming fast, and cosy here beneath the blast you thought to dwell, till crash the cruel coulter passed, and through your cell. That little bit of heap and of leaves and stibble has cost you many a weary nibble. Now you've turned out for your trouble for house and home, to the winter's sleety dribble and the cold air. But Mousy, you are not in a lane. In proving your foresight may be in vain. The best laid schemes of mice and men often go agley, often go wrong, and leave us nothing but grief and pain for our promised joy. Still, though, you are blessed compared with me, and the present only touches you, but I can cast my eye backwards over problems that I've had in the past, and forward, though I can't see, I guess and fear at them. So you're blessed to only live in the present moment. In this present moment. There you go. Alright, our resident Scot. Fancy, tell me what the fuck this is trying to say. What is any of that? What the fuck is any of it? Any at all? I doubt. I get that much. I doubt nah. So nah could be no. I doubt not. I don't doubt. Why? I don't doubt why. But you may steal. Click the link above. All right, here we go. Pow. To a mouse. Standard English translation. There we go. I doubt not sometimes, but you... So whiles is sometimes. Okay. I doubt not sometimes, but you may steal. What then, poor little beast? You must live. An odd ear and 24 sheaves is a small request. I will get a blessing for what is left and never miss it. I still don't understand that. That's the English translation. What the fuck does any of it mean? I don't know. That is To a Mouse by Robbie Burns. Let's move into A Red, Red Rose by Robbie Burns. Oh, my love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh, my love is like the melody that's sweetly played in tune. So fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till a the seas gang dry. Till a is after. Till a the seas gang dry. So fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till a the seas gang dry. Gang dry. That's a tough one. I can't get that last line. till a the seas gang dry. I missed stanza 3. On the mouse poem? Or do you mean in this one? Because I haven't even got past stanza 2 yet. So fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till a the seas gang dry. Till a the seas gang dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun, I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands of life shall run. And fare thee weel, my only love, and fare thee weel a while, and I will come again, my love, though it were 10,000 mile. Oh, that's a cute one. A red rose. Oops, this one needs adjusting. Adjust the rating. This one's called The Banks o' Doon. The Banks o' Doon by Robert Burns. Ye banks and braes o' bonny Doon, how can ye bloom sae fresh and fair? How can ye chant, ye little birds, and I see weary full o' care? Thou'll break my heart, thou wobbling bird, that wantons through a flowering thorn. That wantons through a flowering thorn. Thou minds me o' departed joys, departed never to return. Aft hae I roved by bonny Doon. Aft hae I roved by bonny Doon, to see the rose and woodbine twine, and ilka bird sang o' its love, and fondly sae did I o' mine. Fuck me. Fondly sae did I o' mine. Sae did I o' mine. And ilka bird sang o' its love, and fondly sae did I o' mine. Aft hae, is it like have I? Often have I roved by bonny Doon. Often have I roved. Aft hae I, haft I, haft hae. I don't know how to say that bit. Aft hae roved. Aft is often. Often, sorry. Aft I roved by bonny Doon, to see the rose and woodbine twine, and ilka bird sang o' its love, and fondly sae did I o' mine. We lightsome heart a powder rose, for sweet upon its thorny tree. We lightsome heart a powder rose, for sweet upon its thorny tree, and may faust lover straw my rose, and may faust lover stow my rose. We lightsome heart a powder rose, for sweet upon its thorny tree, and may faust lover sow my rose, but he left the thorn wi' me. I gave my love the rose, but he left me with the thorn. Was Robert Burns homosexual? With him saying his lover stole my rose, but he left the thorn with me. Was he? I didn't think I knew that. London Euphoria, raiding with a party of 7. Thanks for coming in, London. It's great to have you here. We're reading some Robert Burns today. Robert Burns, because it's Burns night. I think I got through that enough to actually piece it together in the edit. Jesus, it's not an easy read, is it? Ooh, this one's quite a long one. Let's stick with it. Let's find out. Let's move it back across here again. Readjust. Wonder if I can... like that. Perfect. Robbie burps. To a Louse on Seeing One on a Lady's Bonnet at Church by Robert Burns. Ha! Where you going, ye crowlin' fairly? Ha! Where you going, ye crowlin' fairly? Your impudence protects you surely. I canna say, but you strunt really. O'er gauze and lace. Gauze and lace. Ha! Where you going, you crowlin' fairly? Fairly. Thank you, Spectred, for the bits. Ha! Where you going, you crowlin' fairly? Your impudence protects you surely. I canna say, but you strunt rarely. O'er gauze and lace. Thou faith, I fear ye dine but sparely on sic a place. Ye ugly creepin' blastit warner, detested shunned by sont and sinner. How dare ye set a foot upon her? How dare ye set your foot upon her, sae fine a lady? Gae somewhere else and seek your dinner on some poor body. Swith and some beggars half at squattle, there ye may creep and sprawl and prattle, where their kindred jumping cattle in shows and nations. Shawls. Swift and some beggars half at squattle, there ye may creep and sprawl and sprattle, where their kindred jumping cattle in shoals and nations, where horn nor bane ne'er dure unsettle your thick plantations. Now hoard ye there, you're out of sight, below the fatrals snug and tight. No faith ye yet, you'll no be right till you've got on it, the very topmost towering height of Mrs. Bonnet. My sooth, right bald ye set your nose out, and as plump and grey as only grows it, or for some rank mercurial roset, or fell red smedum. It's like I'm speaking in fucking Elvish or something. My sooth, right bald ye set your nose out, as plump and grey as ony grows it. My sooth, right bald ye set your nose out, as plump and grey as ony goes it. Ony grows it. If I knew what it meant, fucking hell. It's like Scottish Stereotype 101. My sooth, right bald ye set your nose out, as plump and grey as ony grows it. O for some rank mercurial roset, or fell red smedum, I'd gie ye sick a hearty dose it, would dress your drodum. I feel like next time I'm playing D&D and I need Dwarvish or something, I'll just pull up Robbie Burns and start reading. I wouldn't have been surprised to spy you on an old wife's flainin' toy, or Ablin's some bit doody boy on Wile's coat, on's Wile coat. I wouldn't have been surprised to spy you on old wife's flainin' toy, or Ablin's some bit doody boy on on's Wile coat. On's Wile coat? What the fuck, Matt? Does that mean on his wild coat? On his wild coat. I wouldna be surprised to spy you on an old wife's flainin' toy, or Ablin's some bit diddy boy on his wild coat. But Mrs. Fine Lunardi, fie, how dare you do it? On Jenny, dinna toss your head. On Jenny, dinna toss your head, and set your beauties out of bread. You little ken of what cursed spade. On Jenny, dinna toss your head, and set your beauties out of bread. You little ken of what cursed spade the blasty's making. The winks and fingers ends I dread are notice taken. Oh, wad some power the gifted gaze to see ourselves as others see us. Oh, wad some power the gifted gaze to see ourselves as others see us. It would frae mony a blunder free us and foolish notion. Oh, wad some power the gifted gaze. I want some power the gifty gaze to see ourselves as others see us. It would frae mony a blunder phrase and foolish notion. What airs in dress and gait would lay us, and even devotion. What airs in dress and gait would lay us, and even devotion. I think that's... did I just summon a demon? What? I guess... Leg de rappelrij, die deuren bij de hashtebeke. Beest bij de vuur de gere, rappedube. Yes, master. What? Oh no, I was just talking to a louse. I saw a louse on someone's hat and I was just talking to it. I wasn't meaning to summon you, fella.
Oh, all right. I'll go back down to the depths of hell.
Right you are. Would you ken? A demon reason. In this warmest of the seasons. In this temple. With no reason. He summoned to me. The washing machine comes to life. Did you need a demon? I was pretty impressed with myself just then, coming up with Robbie Burns style poetry on the spot. I didn't finish the stanza though. A for effort. Only a B for effort. That is that one. Next up, address to a haggis. He just likes to talk to non-sentient things, doesn't he? To a mouse, to a louse, to a house. Has he got one to a house? A mouse, a louse, and a house. There's a moose, a loose about this house. It's just getting more and more Scottish. Oh Jesus, look at this one. Ferfa you hon a sonsy face. You fucking sonsy face. I don't know what it means. Should I be angry? Is he an insult? Is he saying something about my face? You fair sonsy face. Address to a Haggis by Robert Burns. Fair fa you honest sonsy face, great chieftain of the puddin race. Address to a Haggis by Robert Burns. Fair fa you honest sonsy face, great chieftain of the puddin race. Aboon them a fucking hell. Fair fa you honest sonsy face, great chieftain of the puddin race. Fair fa you honest sonsy face, great chieftain of the puddin race. Aboon them you take your place. Aboon them you take your place. So in this, so A apostrophe was after before, but in this context it's all. I think. Aboon them Fair fa you honest sonsy face, great chieftain of the puddin race. Aboon them you take your place, pinch, tripe or therm. Weel are you worthy of a grace, as lang's my arm. The groaning's trencher there you fill, your hurdles like a distant hill. The groaning trencher, there you fill your hurdles like a distant hill. Your pin wad help to mend a mill in time of need, while through your pores the dews distill like amber bead. His knife see rustic labour dight, and cut you up with ready sight, trenching your gushing entrails bright like ony ditch. And then, oh what a glorious sight, warm reeking rich. Then horn for horn they stretch and strive, they'll tack the hindmost on they drive. Then horn for horn they stretch and strive. Then horn for horn they stretch and strive, they'll tack the hindmost on they drive, till other wheel swirled kites belive are bent like drums. Then old guildman mayst like to rive, bethank it hums. Fuck. It's just a series of syllables that I'm smashing together. Then old guideman mayst like to rive, bethank it hums. Is there o'er a French ragout? Is there o'er a French ragout, or olio that would stay a sow? Is there o'er a French ragout, or olio that would stay a cow? Or fricasse would make her spew, with perfect scorner, looks down with sneer and scornful view on sic a dinner. Poor devil, see him o'er his trash, as feckless as a wirrad rash, his spindle shank a gulp would lash, his neve a knit. Thou body fluid, or field to dash, oh how unfit. But mark the rustic haggis fid, a trembling earth resound his tread, clapping his woolly neve a blade, he'll make it whistle. and legs and arms and heads will snid, like taps a thistle. Ye powers will make mankind your care, and dash them out, O bill their fare. Old Scotland wants nae stinking ware that jopes and luggies, but if ye wish her grateful prayer, gie her a haggis. I'm going to use this as an example of what undercommon sounds like in my world. Because I've always said undercommon is close enough to common that you can pick up every other word or so. But you can't really understand the meaning of it. This is a good example of undercommon. Alright. Time for me to open up Discord and call Fancy and make her do it. No. I think I'm in love with the Scottish R. It's so pleasing to the ear. Let's vote on it. Shall we make Fancy do it? I like polls or yes. There's the only two options. How much would you have to pay you to do it, Fancy? You're Scottish. You shouldn't have to be paid any amount. It's your national pride you should be in. Bloody doing Robert Burns. You should be jumping at the chance. Wish you could roll your arse like that. You got to give it some practice then. No polls for you, Rob. Current poll. Ha. Oh, ha. I like polls. Report the poll. I can report the poll, look. I can report Fancy Unicorn's poll. Why would you like to report it? Threats, harm or endangerment, hate speech, harassment or abuse, spam, malicious links or bot accounts. I'm concerned for their well-being. I think I'll do that one. Or give me more options. I'm going to report it because I'm concerned for your well-being, Fancy. Oh shit, now I can't close down the report. Oops. I don't actually want to report it back. Oh shit, I closed my doc. Oh crap! I'm crapping everything up. Let's get my chat back, shall I? There we go. Fixed it. More fool you, Fancy. Only putting it to a minute. And suddenly the stream closes. Let's get your mod's help for this energy. Yeah, it's nice that it's an option. A man's a man for all that, by Robert Burns. Is there for honest poverty that hangs his head and all that? A coward slave we pass him by, we dare be poor for all that. For all that and all that, our toils obscure. For all that and all that, our toils obscure and all that. The rank is but a guinea's stamp, the man's a god for all that. What though on hamely fare we dine, wear hoden grey and all that. Gie fools their silks and knaves their wine, a man's a man for all that. For all that and all that, their tinsels show and all that. The honest man, though e'er so poor, is king of men for all that. You see yon Birkle ca' the Lord, wha struts and stares and all that. Though hundreds. You see yon Birkie called the Lord, wha struts and stares and all that. The hundreds worship at his word, but he's a coof for all that. For all that and all that, his ribbons stare and all that. The man no independent mind, he looks and laughs at all that. A prince can make a bettled knight, a marquis, a duke, and all that. But an honest man's aboon his might, good faith, he mauna for all that. For that. But an honest man's aboon his might, good faith, he mauna for that. For all that, and all that, their dignities and all that, the pith of sense and pride, a worth, a high rank and all that. Then let us pray that it come to May. Then let us pray that come it may, as come it will, for all that. That sense and worth o'er all the earth shall bear the green and all that. For all that, and all that, it's coming yet for all that. The man to man the world o'er shall brothers be for all that. By Robert Burns. Alright, last one, and this is a long one. Did you hear that from now on the number 69 will be 96? According to Hops and Dragons, it will. That one is pure stupid long. You don't need to do it. Well. Fuck it. When you only get Burns Day once a year. This is Robert reads, and Robert is reading some Robert Burns. Tam O'Shanter. I suppose by the time I scroll up, that's fine. Our tune. What you doing? What you doing? Our tune. Tam O'Shanter translation. I'll leave the translation on the screen so that people can read along with what the fuck I'm even saying. This one. Drink, stretch, warm up first. Whew. It's going to be a marathon, everybody. Time to drink. This one is about a guy not wanting to go home from the pub. So I gotta be a drunk Scotsman as well. I gotta start slurring my words as if it's not even just it's not hard enough with the Scottish lingo. I got to also have a drink in the mouth. Oh, and Chapman, Billy's leave the street. Oh, that one. If you complete it, you'll do two a mouse. Well, there we go then. Got to get to the end. This one's called Tam O'Shanter by Robert Burns. When Chapman Billies leave the street and drowsy neighbours meet, as market days are wearing late and folk begin to tick the gate, while we sit bowsing at the nappy and getting fo and unco happy, we think nae on the lang Scots miles, the mosses, wortes, slaps and stiles that lie between us and our hame, where sits her sulky, sullen dame, gathering her brows like gathering storm, nursing her wrath to keep it warm. This truth fand honest Tam O'Shanter, as he frae ere ain night did canter. Old Ire him never a town surpasses for honest men and bonny lasses. O Tam, hadst thou been so wise as ta'en thy ain wife Kate's advice, she told thee weel thou was a skillum, a blitherin, blusterin, drunken blillum. That frae November till October, if a market day though wasna sober, the ilka milder with the miller, though sat as lang as thou did siller, that every naig was caed a shoein, the smith and thee got rarin fooin, that at the Lord's house, even on Sunday, thou drank wi' Kirkton Jean till Monday. She prophesied that late or soon thou would be found deep drowned in Doon. She prophesied that late or soon thou would be found deep drowned in Doon, or catched wi' warlocks in the mirk by Alloway's old haunted kirk. Ah, gentle dames, it gars me greet to think how mony counsels sweet, how mony lengthened sage advices the husband frae the wife despises. But to our tale, market night, Tam had got planted unco right, fast by an ingle, breezing finely, wi' reaming swats that drank divinely. And at his elbow, Soter Johnny, his ancient trusty drouthy crony. Tam lo'ed him like a verra brither, they had been for weeks together. The night drave on with songs and clatter, and the isle was growing bitter. The landlady and Tom grew gracious, with favours secret, sweet and precious. The soter told his queerest stories, the landlord's laugh was ready chorus. The storm without might rare and rustle, Tim needed mind the storm a whistle. Care, mad to see a man so happy, e'en drowned himself among the nappy. As bees fly hame with lids of treasure, the minutes winged their ways with pleasure. As bees fly hame with lids of treasure, the minutes winged their way with pleasure. Kings may be blessed, but Tim was glorious, o'er their ills of life but victorious. Kings may be blessed, but Tam was glorious, o'er the ills of life victorious. But pleasures are like poppies spread. Ye sees the flower, its bloom is shed, or like the snow falls in the river, a moment white, then melts forever. Or like the borealis race, that fit ere you can point their place, that flit. Or like the borealis race, that flit ere you can point their place. Or like the rainbow's lovely form, it vanish in the mid of storm. Nae man can tether time or tide, the hour approaches, Tim maun ride. That hour, o night's black arch, the keystane, that dreary hour he mounts his beast in. And sick the night he takes the road in, and ne'er poor sinner was abroad in. The wind blew as 'twad blown its last, as rattling showers rose on the blast. The speedy gleams the darkness swallowed. Lord deep. The wind blew as 'twad blown its last. The wind blew as 'twad blown its last. The rattling showers rose on the blast. The speedy gleams the darkness swallowed. Loud, deep and lang the thunder bellowed. That night a child might understand the dilly had business on his hand. Will mounted on the grey mare, Meg, a bitter never lifted leg. Tam skelpit on though dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire. Whiles holding fast his good blue bonnet, whiles crooning o'er some old Scots sonnet, whiles growling round with prudent cares, lest bogles catch him unawares. Kirk Alloway was drawing nigh, where ghasts and houlets nightly cry. By this time he was crossed the ford, where in the snore the chapman's sword smored. By this time he was crossed the ford, where in the snow the chapman's sword smored. I keep saying smored. Smored. By this time he was crossed the ford, where in the snow the chapman smored, and past the birks of Michaelstane, where drunken Shirley brake his neckbane. And through the winds and by the cairn, where hunters finned and murdered burn. And near the thorn aboon the well, where's Mungo's mither hanged hersel. Before him down pours all the floods, and doubling storms roar through the woods, and lightnings flash from pole to pole, near and more, near the thunders roll. When glimmering through the groaning trees, Kirk Alloway seemed in a breeze. In the bleeze. Where glimmering through the groaning trees, Kirk Alloway seemed in a bleeze. Through ilka bore the beams were glancing, and loud resounded mirth and dancing. Inspiring bold John Ballycorn, what dangers thou canst make us scorn? Wi' tippenny, we fear nae evil. Wi' ubskubiskarskishklubisk. What the fuck is that word? Usquabe. With tippenny we'll feel no evil, with Usquabe we'll face the devil. The squat seraimed in Tammy's noddle, fair play he kenned na daid's a doddle. He ked na dales a boddle. The squat seraimed in Tammy's noddle, fair play he ked a dales a boddle. But Maggie stood, right sair astonished, till by the heel and hand admonished, she ventured forward on the light, and vow, Tam saw an unco sight. Warlocks and witches in a dance, nae cottilian. Warlocks and witches in a dance, nae cotillion, brent nae frae France. Nae cotillion. Warlocks and witches in a dance, nae cotillion, bent nae frae from France. But hornpipes, jigs, straths, spaes and reels, put life and metal in their heels. A winnock bunker in the east, there sat old Nick in shape a beast. A towsy tyke, black, grim and large, to gie them music was his charge. He screwed the pipes and girt them skirl, till roof and rafters did dirl. Coffins stood round like open presses, that showed the dead in their dresses. And by some devilish cantrip sleight, each in its cold hand held a light. And by heroic Tam was able to note upon Haley table a murder's banes and gibbet arms, twi lane slang wi unchristened Burns. A thief, new gutted frae a rape, wi his last gasp did gab a gape. His gab did gape. A thief, new cutted from a rape, wi his last gasp did his gasp did gape. A thief new cutted frae a rape, wi his last gasp his gab did gape. 5 tomahawks with blood red rusted, 5 scimitars with murder crusted. A garter wi a babe had strangled, a thief a further's throat had mangled, whom his ain son o' life bereft, the grey hairs yet stack to the heft, wi mair a horrible and awful, which even to his name would be unlawful. 3 lawyers' tongues turned inside out, wi lies seemed like a beggar's clout. 3 priests' hearts, rotten black as muck, lay stinking vile in every nuck. Jesus fuck, how long is this poem? As Tammy glowed, amazed and curious, the mirth and fun grew fast and furious. The piper loud and louder blew, the dancers. The piper loud and louder blew, the dancers quick and quicker flew. They reeled, they sit, they crossed, they cleek it. They reeled, they sit, they crossed, they cleek it, till ilka carlin swat and reek it. They coosed her duddies to the work, and coosed her duddies to their work, and link it at it in her sark. Now Tam, oh Tam, had they been queens. Fuck. What have I started? It just never ends. Now Tam, oh Tam, had they been queens, a plump and strappin' in their teens, their sarks instead of creation flannin, been snow white 1700 linen. Their beaks o' mine only, their breaks o' mine, my only pair, that answer plush. Their breeks o' mine, my only pair, that answer plush, my guide blue hair. I would have given them off my hurdles, a blinky bonny, but that is the hardest fucking. Oh my god, the stanza is tripping me the whole way down. Now Tam, oh Tam, had they been queens, a plump and strappin' in their teens, their sarks, instead of creation flannin, been snow white 1700 linen. Their breeks o' mine, my only pair, that answer plush o' good blue hair. I would have given them off my hurdles, for I blink o' bonny birdies. Oh, hurdies, that's hurdies, not hurdles. I would have given them off my hurdies, for I blink o' bonny birdies. But withered bedlams, old and beldams, not bedlams, beldams. But withered beldams, old and droll, rig woody hags wi' spine a foal. But withered beldams, old and droll, rig woody hads, I don't know what this even means, but withered hags, old and droll, ugly enough to suckle a foal. Ugly enough to suckle a rig woodle hags wi' spine a foal. Cancel all my plans for the rest of the day. But withered beldams, old and droll, rig woody hags, fucking rig woody hags. But withered beldams old and droll, rigwoody hads wad speen a foal, louping and flinging on a crummock. I wonder didna stirn the tummock. Fucking, I tripped on the word stomach. Oh my god, that's the word that I actually know. It's the only word in that stanza that I know. But withered beldams old and droll, rigwoody hags would speen a foal, louping and flinging on a crummock. I wonder didna turn thy stomach. But Tam kenned what fu brawly. Shame. I did say it was pure stupid long. You did. But Tam kenned what fu brawly. There was a winsome wench and Wally that night enlisted in the corps, long after kenned on Carrickshire. For money a breast, for money a beast to dead she shot, and perished mony a bonny boat, and shuck baith meikle. For money a beast to dead she shot, and perished mony a bonny boat, and shuck baith meikle, con and bear, and kept the countryside in fair. Her cutty sark o Paisley Han. Her cutty sark o Paisley Han, that while the lassie she had worn, in longitude, though sorely scanty, it was best, and she was vaunty. Ah, little kenned thy reverend granny, that sark she coughed for wee Nanny, with twipund Scots. With twipund Scots, 'twas a her riches, would ae graced a dance of witches. Fuck me, alright. But here my muse and wing mon core, sick flights are fair beyond her power, to sing how Nanny lap and flang, a supple jade she was and strang, and how Tam stood like ane bewitched, and thought his very ain enriched. And how Tam stood like ane bewitched, and thought his very ain enriched. Even Satan glowered and fidged fun fain, fee fi fo fum. And Satan glowered and fidged fi fain, and hopscotched him blue wi' might and main, till first a caper, sin another, Tam dint his reason altogether, and rose out, "Well done, Cutty Sark!" and in an instant all was dark, and scarcely had he Maggie railed, when out the hellish legion sailed. How's the captions doing on this, by the way? Are they keeping up? They're doing fine, right? I imagine. I imagine my closed captions are just on point. The captions are doing so fine. They're super duper on point. They're like 99% there. Locke, you're going to jump in and type this out. Actually, that wouldn't be too much. Like, you just copy paste. They're about the same as you. Thank you, fella. You fucker. I thought I was doing alright. As bees bizz out wi' angry fyke when plundering herds assail their bike, as open pussy's mortal foes when pop she starts before their nose, as eager runs the market crowd when catch the thief resounds aloud, so Maggie runs, the witches follow, and money and eldritch screech and hollow. Ah Tam, thou'll get thy faring, in hell they'll roast thee with a herring. In vain thy Kate awaits thy coming. Kate soon will be a woeful woman. Now do thy speed the utmost, Meg, and win the key stane o' the brig. There at them thou tail may toss, a run and stream they dare not cross. But ere the key stane she could make, a tail she had to shake. For Nanny, far before the rest, hard upon noble Maggie pressed, and flew at Tam with furious ettle, but little wist she's Maggie's mettle. A spring brought off her master hale, but left behind her an ain grey tail. The carlin caught her by the rump, and left poor Maggie scarce a stump. No what this tale a truth shall read, like men and mother's son take heed. Whene'er to drink you are inclined, or cutty sarks run in your mind, think, ye may boys joys, oh dear. You may buy joys. Think, ye may buy joys, oh dear. Remember, tam o'shanter's mare. Help me. That was the first verse. Alright, let's start the second verse. And scene. Now turn to page 2. Cutty Sarks is a name for his wife. Second verse, same as the first. When Chapman Billies leave the street, neighbours. Now that I've had a warm up, guys, we're going to record it for the YouTube. Here we go. When Chapman Billies leave the street and drowsy neighbours meet as market. I'm fucking with you. I'm not actually going to do it. I kind of understood some of it. I feel like unfollow. Close down. I feel like I understood the first few verses until he left the pub and got on a horse, I think. And then I didn't understand a single word except for stomach until eventually he got inside of his house and his wife ran out and had a go at him. I'll have to, when I'm editing this for YouTube later, I'll have to actually read the translation version and see what the fuck I was saying. Could be literally anything. My brain disconnected. People pounding escape. He got on a horse and committed a DUI. I think what I got was he was chased by hags and his horse died, but I might be totally wrong. Who the fuck knows?